Futureproof is sponsored by Carrot Events, showcasing your company values with high-impact, bespoke events. Hello and welcome back to Futureproof. If you watch the first half, then you'll know that I'm filming in Harrogate, and I will actually confirm with the gentleman with me in a moment exactly what the conference is, because I said it earlier, but it's all new to me, so I'll confirm that. But it is actually basically all about golf courses, irrigation, and there's lots of machinery which you'd have seen in those earlier pictures. Going into the break, I did talk about the guy who works here and talks about the business, Kim, who owns Aquaril, and he actually also services the Emirates too, which is fascinating. We've literally just come back from lunch, and my brother Nigel told me that 23 years ago he instilled the computer system in the Jumeirah Beach Hotel in Dubai. 23 years ago, that's right. You can see the atrium on the website, which has all the planets, and he put in the thing that allows the moon to move around. So if you Google it, you can see pictures of it, and my brother put in the, whatever you call it, the widget that helps the moon move around. That's 23 years ago. So it's amazing what you learn even from your own family when you're in Harrogate. Anyway, enough of me. Welcome, Andrew. I met you earlier today.
Hello.
Really good to see you. So Andrew, I love the conversation that we had about who you are and what you do. So can we just start again, because it says here he's a bioagronomist, whatever that means. So right, can you tell us what is it?
The title is bioagronomist, and bioagronomy is the management of plants and soils using the plant's natural inherent systems and physiology to basically strengthen it against pests and diseases, and also linking that with the soil. So you can't separate the soil from the plant. So it's also about managing the soil microbiology around the plant roots. And what that does is helps to prevent the plant from getting disease in the first place, which means then you don't have to use chemical pesticides so much.
So I know that you once used to work on greens and you worked with pesticides, and you have a story. Why do you do what you do?
Well, it first started when I was a young greenkeeper at a very high profile golf course where we had a big tournament in the autumn, and disease was appearing every day on the greens. So I was the guy sent out with a knapsack pumping away with 20 kilos of water on my back on all the golf greens, only to have to do it every 2 or 3 days. And I said, this is just crazy, because the disease is coming back. The pesticide or the fungicide is not working in my eyes, in my opinion, so why am I doing it?
And also you relayed the story earlier, when it was on the back of this story that I asked actually Andrew if he'd come for interview, is you said you were going home to your children, and knowing that you were handling pesticides, you were thinking about picking your kids up.
And my children were young at the time, 2-3 years old, so I'd go home, they want to play with me, and I'd just been spraying chemicals. Back in the day when the regulations weren't so tight as they are now, so I wasn't wearing any protective clothing, and I'd come home, pick up my kids, then suddenly realise, hang on a minute, these kids are rolling around in the chemicals I've just been spraying. And I thought, we've got to do things differently.
And that's why I've asked Andrew back, because the programme is about future-proofing, and to my mind all that you do is associated with future-proofing. Can I ask you, who do you work for and how do people find you? What sort of clients are you looking for, or what people are looking for you?
Well, I work on my own. I'm a self-employed advisor, freelance. I develop products and treatments which help the plants and soil to enhance the natural processes. But I'll work with anybody, golf courses, sports grounds. In the past, I've worked with the top class, the highest sports stadium in the country. I've worked around Europe, even went to Nicaragua one year and helped a big golf course development out there to develop natural product treatments, again, just because they were struggling to get hold of chemicals.
So what you're saying then is your solution does solve the problem. What is the time frame? So you say that when you're using pesticides that the problem comes back within 2 or 3 days, or that was certainly your experience as you were looking after the greens. What is the time frame on your solution? Is it that weeds and that, or that the problems don't grow, or how does it work against the pesticides?
Well, it's a different way of looking at things. Using a chemical is you've got a problem, you spray it, problem's gone temporarily. Whereas what I'm trying to achieve is more of a holistic management, so it's ongoing. And sometimes it takes time for that to kick in. You've got to help strengthen the plant and wean it off that dependency on chemicals so that you can withstand it naturally.
Right, okay. And how many other people around the world are doing what you do? As it's such a good solution, are there many other people jumping on this bandwagon, or are they still generally staying with pesticides?
Well, things are changing. When I started out 12 years ago in the UK, there was myself and a friend and one other business. Now every man and his dog seems to be having some sort of input, which is great. Things have moved on. I think what also kicked things off was a few years back when the price of oil suddenly shot up, about 10 years ago. Suddenly fertilizers became hugely more expensive, and a lot of countries around the world said, look, we've got to stop this dependence on chemicals and we've got to find other solutions. And that kicked off huge amounts of research around the world on what's called plant biostimulants, microbial inoculants, and that really has helped a great deal.
So you're not exhibiting here, but this is an absolute haven for you because of the nature. Now, I couldn't remember what the acronym is. Can you remind me what this conference is?
It's BTMME, which is the British Turf Management Exhibition, and it's held in Harrogate every year. I've been coming here since 1987, so it's been here a long time.
Yes, and I have heard, and I'd love to know your opinion, that people have said, and we're filming just after Boris Johnson has got in and the Brexit is all coming up and what have you, and I've heard from a few people the conversation that this is very, very well attended, and a lot of people have attributed to the decisions on Brexit and what have you. What's your view on that?
Well, it's a complicated subject. There's no easy answer to that.
But as in people here, not the view on the politics, but the view on why this conference appears. I mean, every exhibition area is taken up. I know the footfall isn't busy yet, but there are a lot of people, and many have flown in apparently to exhibit.
Yeah. It is one of the main turf management exhibitions around Europe. There's not that many, but this is the biggest, and it's a great chance to meet people, to network. All those people I've known the past 30 odd years and see how they've progressed. It's the one chance to meet up in a central position. Okay. And Bega do a great job in promoting education. Yes,
and I've not prepared you for this next question, but for people who regularly watch me, you know I have a very keen interest in the role of artificial intelligence in all aspect of future proofing, and certainly looking around here I have seen robotic from lawnmowers to cleaning, picking up and cleaning balls, to making holes in the ground, all robotics and what have you. What's your view on that for even your industry and what have you? Do you see is AI already featuring in your world?
It does feature, particularly in terms of disease recognition, plant stress, particularly the use of drones with infrared sensors. You can see where the golf course needs treatment before you can actually see it with the eye. So it certainly helps. Regards robotics, golf greens can be cut without a rider these days. Who knows where it's going to go.
Andrew, thank you very, very much for your time in the interview, and I'd just like to say towards the end here to remind you, and I'm allowed to do this as a plug for my brother TIC, and he makes decoders which I don't know whether you know this actually. So this guy here is one of my brother's he distributes some of the stuff that my brother does. So behind you can see some of the casing and where the technologies is. It isn't all Nigel's, some of it is from other people, but basically Nigel designs decoders which help sprinkling systems and water systems, and as I say, even at the Emirates. We do actually have another minute, Andrew, so just, I know I've said goodbye, but I want to bring you back in. If you had a little piece of wisdom for anybody who wants to come into your world, you know, about making the world good moving forwards, getting rid of chemicals, and somebody's watching, a student or something, what kind of advice would you give them, or what kind of nugget would you say the best thing that served me is?
Stay curious. Keep asking the questions. Why is it like this? What's happening? Why is it behaving like that? What's the answer? You might not get there. I've just, at the age of 58, I've just completed a master's degree. So don't stop learning. Stay curious.
Fantastic. And we're the same age. What was your degree in?
It was specifically looking at using a plant biostimulant to increase photosynthesis in grass grown in shade, such as football stadium, places like that.
Oh, I hope that inspires you. Andrew, thank you so much again. You can see some widgets and stuff behind. TIC is my brother, Nigel Bond, based down in Devon, and I've probably plugged him enough, but I'm a sister and I'm proud of him. So do search him, and look forward to seeing you again. And do come and visit this Harrogate exhibition next year. It's every single year and well worth the trip. Take care. Thank you.
Thank you.